In this breaking story, an Epstein survivor just shattered Donald Trump's entire morning with a disturbing new revelation. That's right. Donald Trump believed that releasing those redacted Epstein files, he could somehow cool the pressure. Instead, everything is only getting worse. How's it going, everybody? You're watching Philip Edwards Reports. Welcome back to another video. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you want to see Donald Trump behind bars. And it makes sense. Honestly, Donald Trump and his entire team are working overtime, not to seek justice, but instead to push a massive cover-up right now.
Why is Donald Trump allowing this drip, 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 months now of bad press, bad stories, his refusal to release the files, his opposition to the bill, now his failure to fulfill and comply with the law in releasing the files? That's bad for him, bad for the Republican Party politically. Be much smarter just to get everything out there and put it in the rearview mirror and talk about your agenda moving forward. Why is he so desperate to hide the files that he doesn't just do what's clearly the smart thing politically?
As to the answer?
Well, look, I think if you look at the evidence that we have, the long relationship between Trump and Epstein, Epstein's emails saying Trump, quote, knew about the girls, underage girls being trafficked from Mar-a-Lago. We now have evidence of that. I find it hard to believe that Donald Trump and others around Jeffrey Epstein didn't know that Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking underage girls. I just find it hard to believe that he didn't know that, but that's why we need the full file so we can learn.
And this continues to make complete sense because, once again, Donald Trump and Epstein were close friends, despite nonstop gaslighting coming directly from the White House.
My guiding rule for all of the Trump presidency has been a phrase I've used over and over again, and that is many secrets, no mysteries. There's a lot you don't know about Epstein and Trump, and there's really nothing you don't know about Epstein and Trump. They were best friends. The only photos you ever see of Donald Trump where he is authentically smiling in the presence of another human being is with Jeffrey Epstein. And Putin, he hero worship. With Putin, he's like the little kid, and Putin is the captain of the high school football team. He admires Putin. He hopes to grow up to be Putin. But they're not friends because they're not equals. But Epstein, that was a friend. And they had all the same interests, stealing, sexual assault. They may have in the end fallen out over a real estate deal, but they were so close so long, and they knew each other so well. And this whole idea that Donald Trump was the QAnon hero of rescuing victims of sex trafficking. I mean, how gullible did you ever have to believe to believe that? There were such people. There are fewer.
But now everything has spiraled completely out of control as an Epstein survivor blew up Trump's entire morning with a disturbing new disclosure. Take a look at this. Trump's morning completely imploded, and this one is especially brutal. While the Department of Justice rushed to protect Donald Trump's name in the latest Epstein files release, they somehow failed to do the most basic, legally required task: protecting the identity of a real Epstein victim. An Epstein survivor who reported Jeffrey Epstein to the FBI back in 2009 has now gone public with a scathing letter addressed to the Department of Justice after learning that her full name was released without redaction in multiple public documents at the very same time, and this is where it becomes even worse. The DOJ and FBI are still refusing to provide her with her own FBI file, claiming it must undergo a lengthy redaction review to protect privacy. So let's be absolutely clear about what just happened. The government says it needs months to carefully review redactions before giving a survivor access to her own records, yet had no issue exposing her identity to the public while releasing the Epstein files. In her letter, she calls this contradiction irrational, reckless, and fundamentally incompatible with federal victim protection laws,